Let's go. What is going on, cave dwellers? Andy and Tonya here, like every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also got a guest, which we'll introduce here in a moment. But want to thank everyone for joining us this evening, and it's car season. So, do you need a showboard? Because I feel like everybody needs a showboard right now, and people don't know where to turn. Well, we have the answer for you. So let us introduce who we introduce, Antonia.
Drake,
Woo woo! Welcome, Drake.
Hi, everybody.
who is so sorry he's too busy. He has plans with his car.
Yeah, sorry I can't. I have plans with my car. that is my excuse for anything. Like you said, it's car show season, and any weekend comes up. Graduation party? Nope, sorry I can't. I got plans with my car. You got a wedding? Nope, sorry I can't.
Yeah,
Picnic? Nope, sorry I can't.
I feel like we need that shirt, Drake.
It's much nicer than just saying, I don't feel like it.
But I mean, it's mostly accurate.
It is available in the Car Show Life store.
Okay.
So you can look that up. But the main reason why I'm here is to talk about the custom showboard displays, which it's been going really well, telling the stories of people's rides. I think I last talked to you guys when? February? Was it before?
Yeah, I feel like
yeah. So right Detroit Autorama, we were bringing out a new product called Car Show in a Box. And this is our stanchion kit. And I had just developed the magnetic overlay. So you could have a magnetic overlay to customize it. So if you wanted to give a shout out to your car club, you want to use your car's name. If you have a nickname like Bagheera or Shamrock or Onyx or Phantom, your business, if you run a build shop or tune shop, or simply you want to just put features of your car, 350 small block, 4-barrel, 4-speed manual transmission. You can do as many of the stanchions as you want. And since then, we've added the light. So now you have the option of adding magnetic work light to the Car Show in a Box. This particular one will last at the medium brightness setting for about 8 to 10 hours. So this is great for all day at an indoor car show. You put these on the back of your stanchions. It shines light on your car. On the front side, you have the magnetic overlay. And then, of course, the design, the quick release with a single screw, and then they all nest together. We're also working on, I call it Car Show in a Box because it comes in a box, but somebody was asking me, hey, is there a better way to transport it? So I found some carry bags I've been experimenting with. So it's not on the site yet, but I'm using it throughout the summer to carry this to shows, and so we'll see how that goes. But that's one of the latest developments from Car Show Life. And this weekend, I'm going to be at the Carlisle GM Nationals, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, all GM show. So everything from, the current lineup, Cadillac, GMC, Buick and Chevy, to Oldsmobiles, Pontiacs, Oaklands, all the brands over the years of General Motors, all being celebrated this week in Carlisle, PA. Car Show Life will be on the manufacturer's midway. We're offering 20% off this weekend with code GMNATS20. So anything you need in the store, whether you want to buy a showboard display, Car Show in a Box, or just my cool shirt that tries to get you out of things you don't want to do, 20% off with that code. And that's good through next Monday. What is that? The 23rd?
23rd.
I'm grabbing the wrong mouse. I got two computers here. Yeah. Monday the 23rd. So that's what's going on with Car Show Life. The other new thing we've got are stands. So we've been working on this stand here since February, and it's now on the site. This is the replacement for what was our bend and stay gooseneck. While that was a great execution, it made it very moldable, adjustable, portable. as we started adding more weight to the boards, I do the 3D board that you can customize and replace elements. The bigger you get, the more layers you add, the more saggy that gooseneck was getting. So we have a piece of 3mm steel. It is powder coated. We still have our quick release at the base, so that comes apart. And then on the top, you can either pry your board off, or if you do want to reduce the length of this, you've got 2 wing nuts, and it pulls apart like that. And pricing has not changed. It's the same pricing, so we didn't have to raise the price on this. I'm very pleased about that. So prices have stayed the same. And, there's some people that can't say that. I've been able to maintain increase the quality and maintain the same pricing throughout my product line.
So these new products, where on your site can people go to find them?
So you go to the shop tab, and I do have to update that. It's pushed some stuff up to the top, but if you go to shop, and you'll have to scroll down for the moment here, it's got featured products. I need to undo that push those things to the top. But you go down, there's your Showboard displays, your car show in a box. And then if you go down a little bit further, you'll find the stands and accessories.
There's teeth in there.
There we go. And
so if you click on the car show stand with the air cleaner base and the 69 Camaro board, that's the new stand. You can see the old, there's still the old images there. I got to update those. But you have the option of adding a wheel cover, a steering wheel, or an air cleaner. And then we also do that blank base. So the blank base is great if you have a specific item that goes with your car. An old brake rotor, an air cleaner that better matches an intake plenum on the more modern cars, or an engine cover. You would choose the blank base and a domed base for intake manifold, plenum, air cleaner, and a flat base if you want to drill it out to the bolt pattern of a brake rotor or an old wheel that you've cleaned up. And you get the benefit of my quick release, but you get a base that is more in tune with what your car looks like.
So Drake, we're getting a question. Do you make hood props?
I do not. And the reason being is that there are a lot of people out there that make hood props and they do a great job with it. I'm kind of in the vein of do one thing and do it well. So the show boards are what I do, and I focus on that. And then the stands and so forth, they all kind of benefit. They all go with the show boards.
Sweet. Yeah, guys, feel free to ask Drake any questions while we have him tonight as well. Especially definitely get hooked up with that discount on these show boards. Each one of our cars has one, and we wouldn't go anywhere else. He's the man for the job.
And the other big deal I have going on, the 20% is open to everybody, but I've got an exclusive deal as I try to close in on all 50 states. So I took a look at how many states the Car Show Life show boards are in. I counted 31 states. So I decided I was going to do a special deal I'm calling 50 for 50. I turned 50 in 2025. So I would like to try to get Car Show Life show boards in all 50 states by the end of 2025. And I'm offering 50% off your show board package if you go to the website and enter the code that goes with your state abbreviation. So the 2-letter state abbreviation plus 50. And I can tell you today, New Mexico is off the table. I've got to update that. We got 2 show boards from New Mexico, both F bodies, a 78 Trans Am and a 2018 Indy Pace Car Festival, Indy Festival car, Hot Wheels edition. So Those are going out to New Mexico. But the other states are still in play. So if you live the car show life in Tennessee, Arkansas, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Washington State, Nevada, Utah, check us out, and we can build you a showboard that will be a quality piece. We'll tell the story of your ride, and you'll save 50% off. And if somebody beats you to the code and uses it, reach out to me directly, either through Messenger or info@carshowlife.com, and I'll hook you up with a special discount as second place. But it's still a decent discount, better than the Dweller deal, better than the GM Nats deal. So
nobody in Kansas yet?
Yeah, nobody from Kansas.
Heartland Camaros, where are you?
Iowa, Nebraska, up in New England, Connecticut, Vermont. So I'm pretty surprised how many states I've gotten so far, just from word of mouth and friends of friends seeing it at shows and saying, well, hey, I'm from New Hampshire. Hey, my New Hampshire buddy, you got to go get this, and I ended up getting 2 orders from New Hampshire because I sold to a guy in Ohio that's from New Hampshire and showed it off to his friends back home. So,
well, we certainly wouldn't go anywhere else. You do some amazing work, and amazed every time we see you.
My dog is chewing at my carpet here. Hey, what are you doing?
Always the animals in the way.
Live, man, live.
This is what happens on the lives, guys.
Somebody wants attention.
But yeah, you can check out Drake's website here, guys. I did pin it in the comments here, so you can check that out or watch the live. We'll post the description, the link in the description of the video as well. And check him out on social media. And you also do have your own YouTube channel.
Yes,
you gotta remind people of that.
Yeah, at Car Show Life. I haven't done much with it lately because I've been so busy making showboards and going to shows. I have about 3 videos that are done. I just need to finish editing them and get thumbnails. And I'm also heading back to SEMA this year. So I got the invitation for that. So hopefully I'll have some SEMA content. And
nice.
This guy won't come down with an illness that I have to cancel at the last minute.
I know you didn't make it last year, right?
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker. He was diagnosed with kennel cough, and I couldn't board him anywhere. And all the people that I could use as a backup, nobody was able to do it on such short notice. So 36 hours before takeoff, I had to cancel my trip.
Oh my God.
I was crushed. So looking forward to this year. Already made acquaintances with some folks that regularly go to the SEMA show. So looking forward to seeing them and the folks that I get to see there, every other year that I've been able to go. And this summer's just getting started. So, Carlisle GM Nationals. The other big thing coming up is the Camaro Nationals in July. And we'll also have a deal for that as well. So if you want to get a showboard done and you're attending Camaro Nationals this July, talk to me now. We could get something done in the next couple of weeks. I can bring it to you at the show. So you get free delivery, no shipping.
Now that's the play right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of what we did.
if you are in one of these states and you're making the trip to Camaro Nationals, get the 50% off deal and I'll deliver it to you at the show.
That's the play.
Yeah.
Do it.
John says we should promote this and get all these states crossed off.
That would be awesome. I would love to. I don't know how active the Car Show Life is in Alaska, though. It's not just short summer. However, we have a friend in our Ohio Car Club, Kimmy, bought a 2001 SS that was purchased brand new in Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So somebody bought it. Yes, sometimes you can get bonus points for a showboard. And, don't stop short with a handwritten sign or a poster. 2 weeks ago, I was in Carlisle for the Ford Nats, and it rained the whole weekend. And I felt so bad there was somebody there with a foam back poster, beautiful 50s Crown Victoria, and it's sitting there in the rain, and I just saw it sitting on the grass, and the water was creeping up from the grass and soaking up into the poster board, and the board was ruined. I mean, and there I am at my booth. I'm getting rain on these things. They're printed on metal, so it's aluminum composite material, and it wipes dry with a soft towel. You don't want to scratch it, of course, but a soft towel you'd use on the paint of your car will wipe your Showboard clean. And so these things are durable with the 3D layers, like this one here. This is customizable. So, you could see here the before image and where the Phantom is now. Well, this pops off. So if you change the appearance of your car, that pops off. The data plate that has all your information, that pops off. So your board, it'll always be the same year, make, and model, but it won't always have that appearance. It won't always have that equipment. So as your car updates from season to season, you're able to replace this with just the mechanicals. It's nothing for me to edit text. So you're paying for what it costs me to print and ship this to you. And then if you do change the appearance, you print this about $26. So for less than $60 plus shipping, your Showboard is as customizable as your car.
And that's nice, because I feel like the first time I really got into it, I was like, I have to have a Showboard right away. So you get a Showboard right away, and then you're meeting everybody with all these modifications to their car. So like you get the bug, right? You get the itch, and then you start doing it, and then you're like, oh my God, now my Showboard's wrong.
Yeah. And this is, looking at how people live the car show life. Your car is a living organism as far as we're all concerned. I mean, we give them names, they have personalities, and as you modify your car, as you go through the car show life and add mods and change things and customize it and personalize it, it makes it easy to redo the Showboard. Because I had a guy that we redid his Showboard 4 times in a calendar year. Wow. Every time I did the Showboard, a couple of weeks later, he'd get something from Fast Tech or Rock Auto, and yes, it will survive the rain. I had video on my Instagram. If you go to @CarShowLife back in Hood Up from the Ford Nationals 2 weeks ago, you'll see me wiping the rain off of a Mustang Showboard. So these things really do well in the weather. They don't tend to blow over. I've really worked hard on the car show clamp, the wedge, and the stands to make sure they're steady, so that, even in the slightest breeze, it's going to be stable. Now, you get some big gusty winds, it could blow over, but I try to make them weighted, but not too heavy, because there was a great Showboard stand I had years ago. It was a real brake rotor, but it would weigh down my floor mats, and I'd get a big brake rotor depression in my floor mats, and then I'm trying to vacuum the nap of the carpet up before judging. So with my stands, you're not going to have that kind of issue.
Okay. Yeah. So I know some people were saying it. You never make the same Showboard twice.
I try not to. It's a challenge, especially with all the Panther special editions. I just did my 3rd 2018 Hot Wheels board. So trying to make them all look different, trying to place things in different places, because after a while you can get into a creative rut and just like, okay, name of the car, name of the owner, detail. And so hero shot, in the main part. So I've been playing around, experimenting. Instead of doing them, vertical portrait, I've done them landscape style. The custom cuts always come into play. A great way to personalize your board instead of doing the layers. If you're not going to change anything, I just did a Cadillac custom that if they change it, they're completely changing the car. So we did the Cadillac Custom where the Cadillac was coming up out of the top of the board. So you got to see the curves of the fenders and the roof line and the tail fins all in the top of the board instead of being one horizontal piece. So custom cuts are another great way to personalize your show board, and it only adds an extra $20 onto your design fee. So you choose your design style, the kind of story you want to tell, you choose your size, you choose your cut, and you choose your accessories. And that's how the Car Show Life process works. And then when you place your order, you upload at least one photo. You can upload more, but we could do photos over email after the fact, but you need at least one photo for the order to go through. And then you look for your discount code. There's a blue text that you click on. It says redeem your code. And that's where you would enter GMNats20 for the 20% off that we're doing through this Monday with the GM Nationals. Or if you wanted to do the 50 for 50 and you live in one of the now 18 states that we're trying to get the Car Show Life show boards into, you'd enter your state code and 50 to get that deal.
Okay, and there was something that was really cool, which I really thought was like a big ticket item, which I definitely need to get on board with. Your car show in a box.
Yes. So
that's on your website here too, right?
Yes. So if you scroll down, oh no, that's in accessories. So shop, and then if you scroll down, well, no, you hit the that's the gallery.
I think I must have hit show boards.
Yeah. There we go. So there's the car show in a box.
Car show in a box. Now explain what this is all about.
So the stanchion kit, I noticed so many car shows you go to, people have stanchions that are meant for traffic control at retail outlets, banks, movie theaters, and they're really tall. They're 30, 40 inches tall. The retractable belts, they just don't complement the car. They can overwhelm the car like that Oldsmobile. They're too big. They're too heavy. So what I've designed is a steel base with a post, and it's flat. And you hook your ropes with carabiners. So they're already pre-measured, and it's 10 feet from center post to center post. And you can have a 6-stanchion kit for a 10 by 20 space like this one, or you can do 8 stanchions for a 20 by 20. You can customize the ropes to coordinate with your car. Then we offer these magnetic overlays, which are made out of the same material as our show boards, aluminum composite material. You can customize and personalize them, whether it's the name of your car, your club, your business. If you have an automotive related business like a paint shop or a tune shop. And then we have the light on the back. So this is an option too. The magnetic work light lasts 8 to 10 hours on a single charge, and it shines on the car. You've got your plate customized however you like. And so it all breaks down very easily. Take the light off, take the overlay off, undo the wing nut, slide the post out. All the posts nest together. All the bases go on top, put the ropes over that, put it in a box, put it in the car, roll out of the show. So designed specifically for use at car shows. And if you are only using this indoors once or twice a year, it stores easily on a shelf in a garage, in the shed, up in the attic. Doesn't take up a lot of space when you're not using it. So again, Car Show Life, thinking about all the stuff that we take to car shows, detail bags and tents and chairs and coolers and luggage, and then your show board display, and making sure that it is compact, it's easily transportable, and it makes life easy.
That's awesome. While we're doing this, I'm getting photographs of people watching us on their TVs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. Perfect. No, that's Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, I'm sold. Especially for people that do shows indoor, you know.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're doing, now, this is not for everybody. You know, if you are doing an ISCA competition circuit and you have one of these very professionally built cars, you're going to have an ISCA competition display. You're going to have the carpet and the mirrors and the specific things. But if you're just going with your club, you know, a lot of clubs, they get like 6 spaces, 8 spaces for the club at, you know, the Autorama, the World of Wheels, and you get into the show, you know, you might be expected to have this. Or for clubs that want to get something like this, that you don't have a lot of room to store it, and you can easily buy 2 or 3 kits that covers, you know, 6 or 8 cars and coordinate it to the colors of the cars, or coordinate the ropes to the colors of your club, and then personalize the stanchions. You know, this is something that could be done over the years that, you know, hey, I'm not showing my car this year, so we're going to take the we're going to take the covers off, and all you got to do is buy new covers to display with your car. Well, John, do you live in one of the 18 states that it's available? That's the thing.
Nice, Spider. Definitely need one.
Yeah,
for sure. Hey, well, how did you get into doing the whole showboard thing?
You know, it was kind of a situation where we moved from Pennsylvania to Kentucky. And this was in 2013. I had my 2011 Camaro, and I joined what was the Derby City Camaro Club down there. And as I started showing my car, a lot of people had showboards done, and they were those plastic ones that were L-shaped, the Produx board, where it had the Lexan window and the screws, and it was like, you know, 18 inches or 11 and a half inches wide by 23, 24 inches tall. And then there were other people that kind of did their own thing, and they weren't as professional. And so I'd look at how much money people spent in customizing and restoring and preparing a car to show, and they stopped short with a handwritten sign. And it's like, all right, I think I can help these people. And so I started doing framed posters. It was something simple that would be easy to do at, like, you know, Staples or you know, any of the office or you know, office type stores. So I started doing those. And then I started investigating the materials. So I started doing frame posters, but the frames would break. It wasn't a good way to display it. You know, then I tried vinyl pull-up banners, and that was the most expensive showboard I ever made. I was taking one down as a guy pulled up to ask me a question. As I'm reaching for it, the wind blew it out of my hand into his truck. So I said, well, we're not making that product anymore. And then I tried to make hangers, one that would hang from your hood latch, but it would spin in the wind. So finally, I settled on this Dibond material, which I found from a company that I started using years ago for other print stuff. And this turned out great. It's durable, it's weather resistant, it's lightweight, and it's just a fantastic piece. So, and I have to pause here because my dog's back at tearing up the carpet.
No worries on that one, Jan.
He literally moved a 10-pound dumbbell off of the area rug to get at the carpet that's torn up and start tearing it up.
Unbelievable.
Little schnauzer. He's got a tremendous power to weight ratio.
How's he doing?
Good. Yeah, he was the victim of a dog attack a couple weeks ago, and he's all healed up now. So we're grateful for that. But
I feel like we just saw you.
Yeah. We did have a nice weekend here in the Pittsburgh area. It was supposed to be a car show on Saturday that got rained out, but we had a gathering with a lot of folks. It was an interesting mix of people. Some of the people that were the disciples when they were bringing out the 5th gen. So it was cool to get introduced to some of those personalities.
As the first time I met most of them, and
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
it was fantastic. Of course, getting to see our dear F-bod father.
always a bonus.
Always a treat. And I got to bring my dad with me, and he is enthralled with Scott's storytelling ability.
I think we all are.
Love your dad. Love your dad.
Yes, he is awesome. So this was a bunch of us. I think by the time we went to dinner, there was like 30 of us. So there was a lot of Camaro enthusiasts and the Camaro disciples made our way to Baker's garage.
Yeah, Bakerstown garage.
Hey, see, Scott didn't want to even be in that photo. He had to duck down a little bit. But no, it was a good time. Anytime we get with our Camaro peoples, it's always a bonus. Look at that man. Always repping Camaro through and through.
Yep.
It was a great. Oh, he actually did a little video. But I won't share all of that, but it was definitely a good time. Does anybody else have any questions for Drake here and about a beautiful new Showboard? Anybody need one? Come on, y'all. You got that 20% off discount going on.
Yeah, so that's over and above. So the Dweller deal that we're offering as our sponsorship is only 15%. So this is 20% off over and above the Dweller deal. And this is good through Monday. And then, of course, the Dweller deal is 15%. That's good to any Camaro Cave viewer. So if you follow the Camaro Cave, it's Dweller 15 is the code. So I should double check that here. Before we got live here, I was talking about all the gremlins and technical glitches I've been having today. And for some reason, my website doesn't want to open up.
Yeah, there was the whole internet's been slow today, even at work, even at the dealership.
But we lost it. We had a big storm roll through here in Western Pennsylvania just about 5 o'clock or so, 5:30. And I was streaming music. All of a sudden, streaming's out. Tried to set a timer on Alexa. Alexa's like, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble.
Well, I talked to El Presidente, I don't know, like 10 minutes before we got on, and a tornado touched down.
Oh, geez.
Right near there. So they lost power for a little bit too.
Nice try, John.
He's trying.
Yeah. Yeah, in order to get that 50% off, your billing and shipping address have to be in that state. So that's how that's set up.
Come on, y'all. Everything's not free. You know that. No, it's honestly a great deal, and Drake does a great job. Is there anything else on your website you want to show off?
No, I think that's all for now. You know, I kind of figured this would be about 30 to 40 minutes, and I think we've hit everything. Just a reminder that Car Show Life will be on the Manufacturers Midway, Carlisle, PA. It's the GM Nationals this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Some Camaro-related information. The 3rd Gen Nationals happens at this event. Travis Kern is one of the people that, if you don't know what you want, just reach out to me. I can kind of guide you through it. And the idea that people go, well, I don't know what to put on it. Answer the car guy questions. What's the motor? What's the transmission? What's the rear end? What brakes you're running? What kind of wheels? What color is it? Answer the questions that people would have as soon as they walk up to this car. And, Good to hear. So the GM Nats, it's the 3rd Gen Nationals, and they're celebrating 40th anniversary of the introduction of the IROC Z. So that'll be happening this weekend. And
So, is there any other shows you'll be attending that if people that are watching here on the Cave can meet you?
Yes. So, of course, I'll be at the Camaro Nationals in July in Morgantown, PA. I'm also slated to go to the Chrysler Nationals in Carlisle. They're celebrating the 100th anniversary of Chrysler. So, there's going to be a lot of cool displays there. Again, we'll be on the midway for that. And after Camaro Nationals, the next thing I have is the Northeastern Ohio Camaro Club Fall Classic. That's the weekend after Labor Day in September at Summit Racing in Talmadge, Ohio. And then after that, pretty much done. So looking for things to do locally here in Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio to fill out the car show season. But as far as where I'll be displaying my wares, GM Nats this weekend, Chrysler Nats in July, Camaro Nationals in July, NEOCC All Camaro Fall Classic in September, and then head back to Chicago in November for the McCacken Show. So that's where boards like that Corvette look at. That's taking your car and putting it in a vintage print ad.
That's really cool. It's the first time I've seen this one.
Yeah, this guy put together a great photo. The car is at the exact same angle as the red coupe in the sample ad at the bottom. And then what we did was we changed the ad copy to reflect his story. And he didn't really want it so much about the car. It was more about the year 1966. So it starts off with an excerpt from Car and Driver about the introduction of the 427 big block in the mid-year Corvettes. It goes into some specs about the car, the options on his particular car. And then on the right side, the right column there is just a love letter to 1966, the top movies and TV shows and songs and current events of that year. So that seems to be one of the specialties that I have at Car Show Life. Taking your car and putting it in a vintage ad.
I like that. I like that a lot. And then I've seen this one a bunch of times, even in person. You did a really good job with this collector's edition car one too, especially because I like the outline on the top of the vehicle.
Yeah, and that's like I was talking about that Cadillac, cutting the custom cut and putting the car up above. So it's not just a straight line. It's not just a square. You've got some definition to it. And then if you'll notice the photograph, the top is up in the reflection, and it goes right into the Panther, the shoulders of the Panther.
Oh yeah, look at that! I didn't even notice that. Wow.
And a shout out to Adam Berry for his artwork. I mean, his logos for that car are amazing.
Yeah, he did a really good job. We all know he worked really hard to keep Camaro going.
Now this car was fun. That Vader, that's AJ from New York. If you look at the Darth Vader helmet, that's the rear of the car.
That I just noticed that. That is really cool.
I cartoonized it because just something when I looked at that car, the angles of it and all black, it just really spoke to me like, okay, Darth Vader's mask. Could we make that face? So that's an example of our themed showboards. Yes. I was excited to get the text, Jess. She texted me the picture. Well, Jan, we'd have to probably do yours differently. We'd maybe flip it and take a picture from the passenger side and do it that way. So it's a little bit different. But that's what I try to do. I try to make each showboard unique, as different as I can with these hood designs. I've started taking the backing plate. So at the top there, we did a recreation of the door decal that would be on the doors of those Z11 pace cars. And then I've done several of those since where we've done outline of the car. We've done the grill. I just did a hood where it was for a 1972 Chevelle. He wanted building a better way to see the USA license plate that they would have on the cars from the ad campaign in 1972. So that's what we did for that car. And there's another great themed one. This is AJ that had the Vader car. This is his wife, Julie. and she has a whole pirate theme. At the top, you can kind of see underneath the car, there's a pirate ship. That's the airbrushed hood liner. So she has this pirate theme under her hood. So we made the Showboard a treasure map, and you got the little Jolly Rogers there as your bullet points.
I like that.
Another themed one. This guy had these great reflective decals on this car, and he called it Tron. So I was like, well, hey, we'll make a Tron theme.
And sometimes something so simple about this that I like.
Yeah. The hood designs are really popular. I've done a couple Camaros, I've done a couple Chevelles, an El Camino, and I did a Scat Pack Challenger, and that turned out really nice because it was my non-GM. So,
prayers up. What you got, Tony? You got anything else? Oh, you know what? Now I find the button to show the whole picture. That makes it a little easier.
This car is for sale. That Monte Carlo, the Tokyo Drift car. I just found out that Austin is selling that car. So if you'd like me to do an introduction, let me know. It's a nice replica of the Monte Carlo from Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. It's even been signed by a couple of actors, Hector, Noel Guglielmi, and you got another actor has signed it since that one was done. So
I like the top of this Showboard.
So this one,
a couple of those.
This is one of my favorites, and this was a compromise. The customer really wanted all of those pictures at the bottom with all the stages of the restoration, but I feel like the picture of that car sitting in the field is all you need. That before picture, because unless you're interested in restoring, that particular Mopar, not a lot of people are going to care about those pictures. They don't really tell much of a story. But that before picture sitting in the field, that is such a great shot.
Did you send the pictures of the boards to our Camaro Cave email so I can show them up here? Let's take a look. That he did. Perfect. We're gonna have a live cave dweller sending in a live photograph of the board that you created for him.
Yeah.
And we're about to show it off right here. There we go.
Another great story there. So David got that car. His dad had rented him a Camaro to test drive, and it was a thrill ride. And eventually he got around to getting one. And so this is dedicated to his dad. And it's just a touching story. And, I'm so grateful to be able to fit everything in there, because it is a very, just either the story or the mods list alone would have been great on the board. But to be able to fit all of that in there, I was very pleased with how it turned out.
It came out really good, and I know David was super thankful. And you got to him right in the nick of time before the show, before the Flow Classic.
Yep. So he took advantage of the Dweller deal, and we got him his Showboard. So
awesome. Do you know how many you have done so far?
A couple hundred. I know that. Wow. Last year we delivered 100. We're on pace to do 100. You're very welcome, David. Thank you for representing. And so it's growing. And I used to say this was a side hustle. This was just about being able to expense hotels and mileage for going to travel car shows. And it's now becoming my full-time job. I did more car show life work today than I did voiceover work.
Wow.
So, and it's the balance is changing, and I've developed a following, and it's great. And the Camaro community has been a huge part of that. All the clubs I've belonged to, whether it's Derby City in Kentucky that is now defunct, and Pace in Pittsburgh that is now defunct, or the NEOCC, which is more than just Northeast Ohio. You guys are in New Jersey. You're members. We have members all over the country from the NEOCC. The Motor City Camaro Club, Eastern Michigan Camaro Club, Lehigh Valley Camaro Club. So a lot of the folks that I meet either at Camaro Superfest in Eastern Michigan or the Camaro Nationals have supported me and gotten me to this point. And I spread out this year. I went to the Ford show in Carlisle. I'm going to the Chrysler show, and I'm getting more response. I did a couple Mustangs this year. Actually, I did several Mustangs. I found a collector in Florida that has a bunch of very rare low production Shelbys that are all verified, either one of 3, 1 of 6. So we got to do those boards back in February and March, and I delivered about 15 of them to his collection in Florida. So that's another aspect that I'm working on, is for people that have collections where they've got like 3 cars or 30 cars, coming up with a design that is unified across the line. So how I don't repeat a design twice, well, I make that exception for build shops, tune shops, people that want to have a brand identity, a design language that's all their own. Same thing with collectors. I've sort of designed all of his Mustangs kind of the same way. So when you're looking at it, you can tell that it's part of this collection. And I will also offer a free logo design. So if you don't have a name for your collection, we come up with a name for it and design a logo. So his last name is Pender, and he basically says, these aren't my cars, they're for my boys. Well, I don't think any of his kids are old enough to drive. I think the oldest one's like 14. So he said, make it the Pender Brothers collection. So Pender Brothers collection for the next generation of enthusiasts. That's what we're doing there for them. So we created that logo and did about 15 boards for all those really cool low production Shelbys, and have a couple more Mustangs in the hopper here, a couple more Camaros, Firebird. So we're branching out. I even have one. It's a 72 Plymouth Duster that we put into a vintage ad, and he's in Rhode Island, my first customer from Rhode Island. Unfortunately, he has not been able to get a good day to take the picture, because in order for this to work with the design, he's got to get up on a step ladder and take a picture of the car from overhead so that it'll fit into the design that we've done with this vintage ad.
Okay.
And so he's been waiting patiently since February to be able to pull his car out of the garage on a nice day.
Wow. So what will you do if someone has a new car and they have their own theme now, and they've finally got a name for their car? Mm-hmm. Are you doing like logos for people's cars?
Yeah.
Too?
So I'll do a custom logo. It's a $50 option, and we will do a logo based on the name. If you do the themed design, so that's the third level up. It goes basic, detailed, themed. We can create a theme, and the logo is included in that.
Okay.
So that's one thing. If you're thinking about doing a theme with a car, like, let's say you call your car Captain America. So we would follow a Captain America Marvel type theme and take anything that you have on the car and build it into the board. Like that Darth Vader car that was from New York. He called the car Vader. He's got all kinds of Star Wars airbrushing under the hood. All the engine bay dress up is all that Force lightning. So that's what I did. We took it was basically a crack, and we gave it some texture and some glow and made it look like Force lightning, and did all the Imperial symbols as his bullet points. Yeah. So and it got a sort of a Star Wars type font there. And that's where we followed the theme for Vader. And that's actually the second Vader Camaro I've done. We had a gentleman in Youngstown, Ohio, had a 45th anniversary edition Camaro that he called Vader. So,
see, I really do like that with the car on the top, because then he takes the body line of the car as the board itself.
well, and if you'll notice too, it's two-tone like the car, and that dividing strip that goes across between the top and the bottom, that emulates the trim piece on the 56 210.
Wow.
So if you look at the rear fender,
yes, the back
that
end.
goes
Wow,
down.
right there. Wow. Okay. See, that's the creative side of you.
So
Drake.
I always like to find something in the car that we could put into the board. I did an 81 Trans Am where the background was the pinstripes that go around the T-tops. So we made that the background of the board.
Interesting. Now
Yeah, there it is there.
Back.
Oh
So if
yeah,
you
look at
notice,
that.
that's the pinstriping that goes around the T-tops on the special edition Trans Am.
Very nice. Do you have a favorite board that you have done? I know you've done so many now, but
Yeah,
is there any that stick out?
I'm really proud of a couple of the print ads. There was one that I did. I actually have it in my my display that I have live. It's a 67 Olds 442. And this ad was hand-drawn. It was a hand-drawn illustration. And a guy driving, and the wheels are cocked to one side, and the steering wheel's turning, and it says, the tagline says, sedate, it ain't. And it was black and white. Well, the car was saffron yellow. So what we did is I said, hey, take a picture, pull your car out of the driveway, cock the wheels to the left, take a picture low, have whoever's taking the photo get low to face, so the camera's facing the grill, and it turned out perfectly. And then I put it in Photoshop, and I had an effect that made it look hand-drawn with a lot of scribbles, and it just emulated the original illustration perfectly. And then we found a font that turned the ad copy into his story. And he bought this car when he was like 16, 17 years old. It was his first car. He's now in his 50s, and the car's been restored. And he credits all the people that helped him get it and helped him maintain it over the years and get it to where it is now. Okay. So that's probably my favorite from the last 12 months or so.
So besides your website, is there any other way for our fans and watchers to contact you?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and that is the entire tagline of Car Show Life. Car Show Life, back in, hood up. That's the handle for both Facebook and Instagram. And then you can also email me, info@carshowlife.com.
Could have sworn I added that one. Whoops. Well, we do appreciate having you on tonight, Drake. It's always a pleasure, and it was nice seeing you this past weekend. Yes. One question before you go. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the new Beast?
You hit me in a sore spot.
I know it's not a Camaro. I know.
I am so anti-Corvette now. I honestly feel slighted that the Camaro is gone and they're coming out with all these Corvettes. And I think it has a lot to do. I've sampled some Corvette culture in the past year, and it's not the same as Camaro people. And I was rather disappointed. I will tell you this. I went to Corvettes of Carlisle last year, and I got booed driving in my company car that is not a pickup truck. I got booed by Corvette people. Now,
Wow.
2 weeks ago, I went to the Ford Nationals, and I was subject to some good-natured ribbing. Who brings a Camaro to a Ford show? Well, it's a company car, and I'd love to have a Mustang version, but you got to help me. I got to sell more Showboards. So, the Ford crowd was a lot of fun because it was that Yankees Red Sox type, Cowboys and Packers and Vikings type rivalry, and it was good natured. So as far as the new Corvette goes, I don't care. I'd never own one. Can't afford one. For the price of that, I could probably get my dream car 71 Camaro Resto Mod done and be much happier with that. I just feel like General Motors has really, they've really kind of pushed away their enthusiasts. Unless you're a Corvette enthusiast, they don't care. And so I'm really, really disappointed by that. And so to those Corvette enthusiasts that love that, good for you. Hope you can afford it. Just disappointed that my car had to die so that the Corvette could make 1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, it really like begs the question, like, where are we going money wise, right? Because you there's no sports car now under $60,000.
Yeah, and there's nothing but crossovers.
Yeah.
So and I kind of touched on this a little bit this past weekend. I've had one of the videos that I have from my website that I've been talking about is, touching on that proposal about a 7th generation car and how it was blown up by decision makers for not making business sense. And I kind of talked about it a little bit from the standpoint of, yeah, I understand that, number one, it's a business. They got to make money with this thing, right? So how can you make a car that makes money? And, I kind of have a few ideas on that. And one of the things I think is that, maybe there's no V8, but it's got to be something other than a crossover. Maybe give us some utility. If you look at what Dodge is doing with that, electric Charger, they built some utility into it. It's got a lift back. It's got a flat folding rear seat. So I think that, if the Camaro does come back, it's got to come back. I'd love to see sub 30,000. Let's say sub 40,000. 35,000 bucks. Make it fun to drive. I think that is the key to it. It has to be fun to drive. And as Scott had said at our dinner this weekend, talking about how the Camaro is your friend. They named it a word that means, that translates to being comrade, companion. We love these cars. And I think about my 3rd and 4th gens and how much stuff I did with those cars in high school and college with a lift back and a flat folding rear seat and not much trunk room because of where the gas tank sat. You had that well, and then you had the flat back seat, but you could do so much with it. I think that what they need to do is they need to look at a car that is fun to drive, at bottom line. And, a 4-cylinder turbo and a twin turbo V6, they can be fun to drive. If you ask anybody with an RS1LE from about 2019, 2020, they'll tell you it's a perfectly balanced car, and you've got over 300 horsepower. So,
easy. And people, all day long want to slouch on the V6s, but that's not a slouch.
No.
Tell me a V8 from the 90s and before that had 300 horsepower.
But fun to drive. And you know what? If you could make it sound nice, do it. I hear a lot of AMG, Mercedes, and BMW M's coming through my neighborhood to go to the gas station, and I'm hearing some nice pop diesel burble, and it's like, and I know that's not a V8.
No.
So if you can make it fun to drive, make it sound like a race car, make it have a little bit of utility, I think you might get the faithful to come back. You won't get everybody. Somebody just commented and said, Camaro or Corvette owners buy their cars. Camaros are built. Yeah. And it would be a pipe dream of mine would be to say, hey, okay, GM, engineer it to take a V8, engineer it to accept a V8 and a 6-speed manual transmission, but don't build it like that. Let the enthusiast go through Chevrolet Performance or go through the aftermarket to make an engine swap and a transmission swap, that if they have the money and the means to do it, let them. But build a car for the masses, build basic transportation, build something fun to drive, build something that looks, it's not a crossover.
We literally had this conversation over the weekend.
Yeah. And it's just, that's my thought on, it's funny how we got to, what do you think of the new Corvette? Give me my Camaro back.
It's just, we're Camaro people. And it's hard to say, like, I sell them. I work for Chevrolet at the dealership level, but I'm not a Corvette guy.
Yeah.
I don't like getting in and out of them.
You know what? 5 years ago, I probably would have been excited about that. But it's just the level of exposure to Corvette culture that I've had over the last couple of years. It's not Camaro people. And, the car, wow, it's great. It's too European for my taste. That's the other thing, the flat plane crank. It sounds European. It's that mid-engine. I know it's a well-balanced car, but it's not a practical road car. And I like some practicality. That's why I took the back seat out of my 6th gen and I turned it into a business coupe.
See, makes sense. And literally.
Yeah. Well, and
that's what the disciples were all
they don't
about.
listen to their customers anymore.
And that's the problem. We were literally, we talked to one of the Camaro disciples who made the mistake of getting rid of his Camaro and buying a Corvette. And he said the same thing that you're saying tonight. And he went right back to his Camaro. He sold his Corvette because he was treated so badly.
Yeah.
Going to car shows by other Corvette customers.
Yeah. And, I look at the heritage. If you look at what Dodge and Ford have done over the last 10 years with Mustang, with Charger and Challenger, they leaned into their heritage. You could get a Mach 1. You could get a Shelby. You could get a GT350. You could get a Daytona Scat Pack RT, pistol grip shifter. You could get Go Man Go and Plum Crazy, Grabber Green, Grabber Blue. Maybe not every model year, but they would bring those colors back. We've not seen any heritage Camaro colors from the 5th gen on. Like the last time we saw a heritage color was in 2000 when they gave us Hugger Orange back.
Mm-hmm.
So Chevrolet has no, and I think that may have had to do with Scott. That was a period where Scott was still part of the Camaro team, if he wasn't the brand manager at that point or not. But, we never got any heritage colors. When they brought out the Z28, they completely went about it the wrong way. So the Z28, overly engineered track day car, to the point where they made the windows thinner and lightened the car up, but it was $75,000. And you look at what Dodge was offering, the same price point, more horsepower, even though it was supercharged, not naturally aspirated, but it didn't give up anything in the way of creature comforts. You still had air conditioning, you still had traction control and suspension controls and all the electronic bells and whistles, plus 707 horsepower, and it was something that would sell. Those Z28s languished on dealer lots. I've known dealers that were like, I don't ever want to hear Z28 ever again. Mm-hmm. Now, in retrospect, it's now a awesome collector because there's so few of them by comparison. But the Z28 should have been what was the LT1, the base V8. But that LT1, again, was not done right. You didn't get big brakes in the back. You didn't even get the option to add them.
And you had to wait, 3 years for that car to come out?
Yeah. So, if you think about what the Z28 was in its inception, it was the homologation of 5-liter displacement for SCCA Trans Am racing. So by that respect, the Z28 should have been maybe even the RS1LE, dare I say? Still a lot of performance, not big muscle, because it wasn't big muscle. It was the 302 and later a 350.
Yeah. And that's what I liked when the 6th gen first came out. And in 2017 they came out with all the 1LEs, right? So you can get the 1LE in the V6, in the turbo car, and in the SS. There wasn't just allowing you to get one.
Yeah, you could get the Brembos on a 4-cylinder and a heads-up display and the better suspension. So the enthusiast, I feel, was left in the dust. Even in the 5th gen, I remember reading something in a trade that talked about the V6 exhaust note, that they were trying to tune it to the ear of a BMW buyer. They were chasing BMW 3 Series coupe buyers with the 5th gen.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's like, gee, you think you'd want to, stay with the one that brung you. The enthusiasts, they just don't. Yeah.
What do you think?
So a lot of disappointment here over the direction that Chevrolet has taken in the last 10 years, and how the Corvette is, quote unquote, America's sports car. It's like calling the Dallas Cowboys America's team.
Yeah, and
now
that they can claim they have the fastest American-made car in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Factory, 2 of them. Now they got the ZR1 and the ZR1X,
yeah.
Which I think a lot of people were upset about. That it wasn't called Zora.
Yeah, again, kicking the enthusiast to the curb. By rights, that should have been the Zora. Zora's dream was the mid-engine Corvette. To honor him, I think that would have been appropriate to call it. Now,
unless
why it's ZR1X, because it's the extreme version of the ZR1. So I get the logic there. But again, it's.
Are they playing with us, or is there still that next level that's waiting to be unleashed?
I would doubt that, simply because this just fits the playbook. This is like putting the Blazer name on a crossover and showing people a 70s leisure suit, teaser, polyester blazer in like pastel green was one of the teaser images. And it's like, how about Blazer's coming back? Oh, it's just a shortened Traverse that looks like an Acura. Okay. And then you've taken Camaro bits on it, but then you built it in Mexico.
Yeah.
Fail.
So again, it's just like the tone deafness of Chevrolet in that regard.
Yep, they failed.
They put that Blazer on Tiger Stadium, and the UAW made them take it down.
Really?
It's built in Mexico, and they had just closed the Lordstown plant and canceled the cruise. And instead of building that in Lordstown, they built it in Mexico.
Yeah, they did not understand.
Well, I think my dog is giving me the hook.
I was like, she's not only giving it to you, we're hearing it.
Yeah. So, but again, Tony, Andy, thank you so much for having me on. It was so great to see you this weekend. I look forward to seeing you at Nationals. And anyone out there that's coming to Carlisle events this weekend, Friday and Saturday, be there on the Manufacturers Midway, 20% off. GM Nats is the code. And don't forget about the 50 for 50. So if you know anybody in the Dakotas, Kansas, Nevada, Utah, Washington, tell them you can get a really great product and a really great price on it for a limited time.
Hell yeah, man. We really appreciate you having on, and it's always a pleasure seeing you, and we can't wait to see you again in a couple weeks.
All right. Until next time.
Appreciate it, Greg.
Put up.
Have a good one. Be safe. Well then, guys, always a pleasure to have Drake on the channel. And before we go, there's a little video that I would like to play for our lovely Synergy brothers and sisters, because I know there's some hate on the Corvette from the channel here, but it's still a badass car, and this green is calling my name.
Calling your ass long distance.
Seat at full throttle is just unbelievable. You really have to feel the acceleration and the cornering in this car. The throwback feeling in the seat at full throttle is just unbelievable. It truly is the pinnacle of Corvette. What we're introducing is the ZR1X, the most powerful car we've ever produced, the quickest Corvette ever, at 1250 horsepower, taking front axle electrification, pairing that with the LT7 engine, truly has turned this into our first hypercar.
The way this car propels, the way it launches, the 0 to 60, unbelievable. Under 2 seconds, under 9 seconds in the quarter mile. These are numbers that you can't even imagine from a production car.
But it takes the architectural elements from both the E-Ray and the ZR1 and combines those into one car.
The goal of the E all-wheel drive technology in the ZR1X is to really push the envelope of the Corvette and what we're capable of.
The ZR1X just adds that confidence of the front axle and all-wheel drive torque capability.
ZR1X makes you feel like you're getting into the cockpit of a fighter jet. There's so much information available in front of you. Configure the system and set it up to give you the most critical information that you're interested in seeing for whatever type of driving you're doing.
The ZR1X takes both the amazing performance, acceleration, track capability, fun-to-drive aspect, but then adds the element of being able to take that car and transform it into an everyday driver.
For a car of this caliber to be able to do each of these things so well is really an amazing testament to the technology that's involved in the car.
The ZR1X is the brand new hypercar to the Chevy brand. We're now elevated into a whole new category with a car that is truly going to shock the world.
I wish, man, that car's got like 3 times the horsepower as our cars. But I'd still race it. I would certainly still race it. That's for sure. I just thought, like, I love that color green. Now I can confirm, which I know I've been trying to stay away from saying, that is not Synergy green. I can confirm the paint code. It is not Synergy green. It's Roswell green metallic. It does have a different paint code. It looks close, but it's not Synergy green.
How many Camaros are left?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tonya. Why don't you get on that?
You got this one.
Yeah, I got it. Right? All right, let's find out how many Camaros do you think are left, y'all, and we can join in on the channel here and find out how many Camaros are left on the market to this day. How many Camaros are left? The number went up. What? What?
How are they multiplying? Because the Panther's on there now.
Those cars weren't there before.
No, those cars weren't.
Both
Oh,
of these
the-
cars were not here before.
The white one's gone.
The white one is gone finally, and so is the black 3LT convertible. But where the hell did these
4
new SS1LEs come from? At Tim Lawley Chevrolet, which is where Morgan got his Panther. What is it? What are these cars doing still for sale?
What happened?
Do they got actual images? No, they do not. But that is a rare car. It's a nitro yellow 1LE. That is a super rare car right there.
What do they want for it?
MSRP is 57,000, which is less than my Panther.
That's not bad.
935. So does this car have a manual transmission? Oh my God. Does this? It has a 6-speed manual transmission, y'all. What the F? Someone needs to buy this car. This is a rare bird right here. Check this out.
Wow.
Not only does this car have the manual transmission, but we're literally sitting on the pinnacle.
Has a track performance package.
1LE, nitro yellow metallic, and it has the data recorder as well, making it even more rare. And the carbon fiber appearance cap on the shift knob, which is suede and manual. Oh, and the sports alloy pedals. Alloy. Sorry. I don't know where that
It's
came
easy
from.
for you to say.
I know, right? What the hell? Love that yellow.
John says let's all chip in and buy it.
Yeah. Because now I'm curious. Now I need to know how many of these cars were produced. And all I gotta do is just check my my little tab here. But where did those cars come from?
Really, really late deliveries.
Where did they come from? So when we all know, this is the dealership information for all y'all. They're both in Ohio. They're both at the same dealership, which is crazy now. We might need to go see these cars this weekend.
They're holding out.
Maybe they were holding out. They put these cars aside. Might need to do a Camaro cave journey.
Oh, we might have to do a drive-by.
Especially this one, too. The Riptide Blue 1LE. Is this one this one's got a lesser MSRP, too. 58,000.
Is it manual?
Is it a manual?
57.
No, the other one's 59.
Oh.
Is it a manual?
Is it manual?
It is a manual.
It's a
They're
manual.
both manual.
Man, pedals.
Where the hell did these cars come from? And we've been giving weekly updates on how many cars were left, and these cars just showed up.
Oh, what's the other one? The fourth one? The fourth one.
So this one, hold on a second. This one has the same options, except it has the red knee pads, the sport pedals, the embroidered center console, the red seat belts, and the carbon fiber.
That sounds like somebody ordered these and then didn't pay for them because they're pretty similar.
That's a fully loaded SS 1LE right there. That's a badass car. That is a badass car. I am like shocked. I really am. Oh,
Manual, babe.
those cars ain't gonna be around
manual.
too long.
There's the white.
There's the white one that we
That
know is
doesn't
not for
exist.
sale. Yeah.
But do those two really exist?
We might need to contact this dealership and bring you guys an update soon.
We might just have to go bring you those cars live.
Let's all chip in and buy one. Hell yeah, let's do that. The company
David said
Cat
Tonya
for the
might
cave.
wear a size manual 1LE. No, Tonya's definitely a size ZL1.
So they're the blue one, the Riptide Blue 24 SS1LE MSRP is at 58,000, and the yellow one MSRP is at 57. You're right, 935. Because the blue one has more accessory LPO options. I can't believe these cars are even still available. I am shocked right now. I'm actually and I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see how rare these cars are because they didn't make that many nitro yellows. Hell, they didn't even make that many 1LEs for the final year.
Let's check it out.
Wow.
It's crazy.
She just might, David. She just might.
No, she's a size ZL1.
Yeah. See, spoke too soon. And if you're still looking for that V6 still available, and looks like they're taking almost $5,000 off of it. That 3LT convertible in shark skin metallic. And And this dealership is in Connecticut, Brooklyn, Connecticut.
It's about 6 hours from here. Yeah.
3LT
Direction.
RS convertible, black top, black wheels, with a 10-speed automatic transmission, dual mode exhaust, NPP, and navigation, which is always a bonus.
That's probably why they're still there, because they're manual.
No, that's a 10-speed automatic. What did you think about that? It was nice to have Drake on.
It was nice to have Drake on. It was good to see him this weekend.
So for y'all out there who are just wondering, we were in PA this past weekend to attend a Camaro show, and
We have had no sleep.
we have no sleep.
We have
no luck. 6 hours there, 6 hours back. This weekend, we are taking the beautiful trip to
Ohio.
dun, 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 the Camaro versus Mustang show in Ohio, which the weather is looking great so far. So knock on wood there. And we will be driving 6 hours there and 6 hours back in one weekend to attend the show. And we are 100% tired of the rain. It's been kind of crazy. But we will be attending the Camaro versus Mustang show. Actually, I have the flyer for the show because, we are repping NEOCC. Why we go to this show, as always, because they're a great group of people. And oh, look at that synergy right there, too. If you want to know about the show, you want to attend the show, check it out here. Look at the events. And this is the 17th annual Mustang versus Camaro show.
So, Prez, if you're still on here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this goes back and forth every year. 1 year Mustang hosts it, the next year Camaro hosts it.
Boom.
And always just some good friendly shit slinging.
Of course.
For a cause. Be our first time.
This will be the first time we attend the show.
Yeah, this won't be the first time I've done a Camaro versus Mustang, but this will be the first time I've done this Camaro versus Mustang.
So rain or shine, obviously, $10 donation that benefits the Angels of Easter Seals. Food trucks are going to be there, basket auction, 50/50s, and participating voting and spectator voting. But the big thing is how many Camaros are showing up and how many Mustangs are showing up. And will Camaro reign supreme and take the crown back?
So if you're in the area with your Camaro, come out and add to the numbers for Camaro.
It's a good question, David, because we literally just got Shamrock inspected today, possibly to make the trip to Ohio. Tribute is under the weather, and we did a video.
Richard just ordered 2 showboards. Yay, Richard. I can't wait to see them.
Woo-hoo. I am traveling this weekend to compete in the audio car show. Oh, nice. Where's that? It's my B-Day. No show for me. Woo-hoo.
Happy B-Day.
Just as every other year they host. Hi, Jess.
Happy B-Day. There's your balloons.
Hell yeah, Richard. I hope you use that dollar deal. We need Camaros at the show, so bring them out. Bring them out. Talk to
Jessica
you.
says we need to get as many of them out there as we can because this year is a deal or tiebreaker.
Yeah, I put that on the screen like 5 seconds ago. Where were you?
Reading the Don't make me beat you on camera.
Nice. Enjoy Shamrock. It started right up too, David, except it's always something, right? Now Shamrock has bad TPMS sensor, and you know what that means. Got to get it fixed because I don't like seeing blinking lights on my dash, Tonya.
I know not of what you speak.
Lies.
I know not of what you speak, sir.
Lies. You gonna say bye to peoples?
Are we leaving?
All right, we went on here an hour and a half.
Bye, peoples.
Let's remove this. Well, guys, we do appreciate it. Yeah, TPMS sensors are that. So we have created a video. Me and Tonya were pulling Tribute apart, and have to put a new thermostat in. So as soon as she's complete, which she's fully back together now, just need to get rid of the code. As soon as she's complete, we will update the video for you guys so you can see how easy it is to do a coolant thermostat replacement in a 6th generation Camaro without having to spend a fortune at the dealership or at your local mom and pop. You can do it yourself because me and Tony did. Yeah. Email pics. My ride has an extensive audio built in as well. Yeah, you can email us the pics so we can put it on our next show for sure. It must be a synergy thing this year. 100%, Jess. Literally. What the hell? I just bought 2 brand new ones last year, and now the other 2 are going. I swear, if you don't do them all at once, it's like this is what happens. Let's take a look through the email, guys. Let's take a look through the email. Another pick today. Oh, snap. You know, we'll share a couple of emails before we go here. If Morgan takes all the marrows, it will help. Definitely. I mean, it's a long trip for us, so we're taking only 1 marrow. But, boom. Take a look, guys. Congrats on the award. This is a beautiful, badass car with a Magnuson supercharger. Love. And does anybody know what color this car is? For the owner, don't say it. What color is this car? It is a factory color, and it's from 2017. And it's honestly one of my favorite colors for the 6th gen, and super, super rare. They did not make many in this color. Hell, they did not make many SSs in this color. Woo woo! Jessica with the win. It's like you're a vice president or something. I swear. This is Arctic Blue Metallic, a super rare color for 2017 in the 6th generation family. Bad ass. Oh, you know what? I could have shown more off. Look at that. He sent me all these links and things. Oh my God. Here we go. Pictures of cars. Ooh, check these out, guys. Oh, yeah. So there's 2 rare cars right there. To your left, you have the 2024 Hendrick Edition Camaro. And to your right, you have the, I want to say it's a 21 or a 2020. I think it's a 21. Hertz Edition Camaro SS. Both SSs, both limited, both rare. Their Hertz Camaro actually came with more horsepower as the Edition. So, you know, factory horsepower on the left car is 455. On the left car, it's about 480. And that was the Hertz plan. So a Hertz combination black car with yellow striping on the sides, down the whole car, right in the front before the splitter. Happy birthday, David. Oh yeah, Lisa. Woo woo. It's looking pretty good there. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't want to show your license plates too much. Two badass whips right there. And they look in great shape. We're going to have to come visit. We're going to have to do a Camaro cave visit for you. For sure. Well, guys, it's been fun. We really, again, want to thank Drake for joining us this evening. And if you guys didn't get a Showboard, what are you doing? Go hook it up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Happy birthday, David. Keep the faith, because Camaro is not going anywhere as long as we're behind this mic and we're behind the wheel of that car. All four of them, of course. Camaro is not going anywhere in our futures, and we'll keep bringing it to you.
Wear your seatbelt.
What she said.
Wear your seatbelt.
That's what she said. Literally. The Office. Go watch it sometime. We out here, fams. Peace.